In prison without the possibility of parole. That's the sentence for Candace Townsell and Kamisha Williams, convicted of robbing and killing an elderly woman in a Pechanga resort casino bathroom in 2019. Prosecutors say the two women attacked 84-year-old Afaf Assad as she left the bathroom stall, knocking her to the floor where she hit her head. She never regained consciousness. The two defendants also have prior convictions. Williams is the sister of Clippers star Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, this is a story not so much about Kawhi Leonard, the, NBA basketball player who plays for the Clippers. This is not so much a story about his sister, Kamisha Williams, who has been sentenced to life in prison for basically robbing an old lady in a casino bathroom. And as a result of either pushing her down or hitting her, the lady bumped her head or cracked her head open, and days later the lady passed away. And of course, both Kamisha Williams and the accomplice that were there that night both got life in prison. So in this video, I want to talk about Dusties in the family. We all have some Dusty or Dusties in our family. And, they just be messing up the vibe. And so we're not going to act like we don't have, a Dusties. And a Dusty is not necessarily someone who is literally dusty, like they have dust all over them. It's a mentality. It could be even a look sometimes. There are several different things or factors that factor into dusty and dustiness. And this is by far one of them. Because, come on, you got a multi-millionaire brother and you out here robbing 84-year-old ladies for $1,000, you risking your life for $1,000, it don't get no dustier than that. So just hold on, you guys, and let me tell you the story of Kawhi Leonard's sister, his father, and just I want to address Dusty family members because this is something that I think many of us deal with, regardless of race, regardless of gender. This is what many of us deal with. Okay, so many of you guys may have heard the story of Kawhi Leonard's father and how Kawhi Leonard lost his father to gun violence when he was 16 years old. So if you guys are interested in actually seeing the news clipping of the story, I will put that down in the description box. However, I will not be able to play it here because it is copywritten and you guys know I just can't play it. So I'll just go ahead and tell you guys what happened. So when Kawhi was 16 years old, his dad was 43 at the time. His dad owned a car wash, and it was one night when he was closing up the car wash. He had plans to go see Kawhi play because Kawhi had a game that night. And so he had just learned that his then wife was pregnant with a son. And so he was going to be a father. And they had been trying to have children for quite some time. So he was excited. And he was also excited for her to, eat healthy. So while he was closing up, there was a gentleman that came to him about some problems that he was having. And Kawhi Leonard, Mark Leonard, being the man that he was going to try to help him out and, give him some type of advice, right? So he spoke to the man and then the man left. And so, like I said, he had just found out that his then wife was pregnant with a son and he was excited. So he wanted to get her started on eating healthy. So he volunteered to go to the store and get her, some fruits and vegetables and things like that. So he goes to the store right after he finished talking to that gentleman. And then when he gets back, he is standing outside, him and his wife, and I believe some workers that worked there at the car wash. And so a car rolls up and the car just starts open. It starts firing at Mark Leonard, Kawhi Leonard's father. And so he pushed his then wife and told her run. And so he pushed her towards the door. So she ran off, and then the other people that were there ran off as well. And so when she ran back to check on him, he was on the ground, obviously, dying, bleeding out. And she was telling him, hold on. What about the baby? What about your kids? Just hold on. And he did not make it. He passed away that night. So the case of Kawhi father, Mark Leonard, is still an unsolved murder case till this day. They never found the person who took him out. Of course, my prayers and hopes is that Kawhi and his family will receive justice for what happened. Also, the community, because from what I read, Kawhi's father was a business owner in his community, and many people of the community supported him and patronized his business. So it wasn't just a loss to Kawhi and his family, but it was also a loss to his community. And so RIP to Mark Leonard, and may the family and the community receive justice. Here we have a NBA player, right? Well known, and he has a sibling. All right, he has several siblings actually. He's the only boy out of 4 girls from his mother, according to the research that I've done, and they all have like different last names. So his mother's last name is Robertson, and I'm assuming that's because she remarried after Kawhi's father, and then all the other children have different last names. So I couldn't really figure that out, only because there is not a lot out there on his family from either his mother or his father. And if you look up any information on Kawhi, he is a very private person, and so you're not really going to find much. But that doesn't even really matter. I just wanted to add some context to what I would like to discuss concerning this video. So,
and what would you like people to know about you?
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, it's just more questions you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
He's right.
now this is very tragic because, you would think that when you have a brother who comes from the same household as you do, right? From the same meager beginnings as you do, you would think that you would respect the fact that, your brother is out here doing what he's doing. He's worked hard, clearly. I mean, I'm going to get into some of the background of Kawhi in terms of like his father. When Kawhi was 16, his father was murdered, and till this day, they have not found the person responsible. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. When you have a family member that has made it to Kawhi's status, all right, somebody, and not even his status in sports, but anybody who basically made it out, who that if you do something crazy, you're probably going to end up on the news, or you're going to put them in the spotlight over some mess that you did because of who they are. Now, we're not going to play dumb. We live in a day of social media, so everybody knows when you are kin, the brother, the mama, the sister, the daddy, uncle, things like that. A lot of times what you do can be tacked onto them, especially if you are as close of kin as a brother and a sister who have the same mother. Like, come on. And for many of us, because I am one of them, I'm like, how is it even possible for somebody to be like, she's the sister of a multimillionaire and she's out here robbing old ladies in a casino for $1,000? It just don't get no dustier than that. And we know 9 times out of 10, if she was doing this, it's because she had been cut off by her brother, meaning he's not the money train for many members in his family. All right. Because again, this is his sister. All right. This is his sister. They have the same mother. They grew up in the same household. So he is probably like many people who make money. You're not about to drain me. I am not your ATM or your bank for, you not wanting to go out there and get it on your own. And I am a supporter of that, because many times they make it out and they're making millions, especially in the sport industry. A lot of times they're broke by the time they retire or 3 to 4 years after retirement because of, just handing out money willy-nilly, So I have to support that because, again, if I worked hard to get to where I'm at, yeah, I can help you out here and there, but I am not going to be your ATM. Now, that's neither here nor there. Let me get back on topic. This is just so shameful, and I hope she is ashamed. And it's sad because it's, a lot of the news stories that you're seeing, they're bringing him into it because she's the sister of Kawhi. So just look at that. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know this man had siblings. So when I saw the news clipping of them saying that his sister was the one who did this, I'm like, how? Like, why would she do something like that? But then it dawned on me. She probably did that because she's Dusty. He cut her off. And that poses the question, like for many of us, are you still hanging on to the Dusties in your family? Are you still, allowing the Dusties in your family to set you up for failure? All right. That's a real question that I want anybody listening to think about because it's a real thing. How many stories have we heard where somebody made it out the hood? Some rapper, some, entertainer, somebody who plays some kind of sport. And because of their hood friends who still have that hood mentality, still have that street mentality, still want to go back to the hood and make money that way, they get them pulled into stuff, right? There's just so many stories that I can think of, but the ones that come to mind is the story of Aaron Hernandez, C Murder, Ray Lewis, Young Thug. And those are all the ones that I can think of just, like that off the top of my head. There are hundreds, if not thousands, that get caught up because of, dudes from the hood that they still hanging out with, family members, things like that. So as you guys seen the tragic story of Kawhi Leonard's father, Mark Leonard, you can see what Kawhi has been through. He lost his father when he was 16 years old. That is a very interesting age because at that age, the men in your life matter. The guidance that you're getting in your life from manhood, all of that matters. All of that, is very important to development, right? And of course, Kawhi seems to have turned out well, and of course, thanks to his mother, a single woman, raising, a boy, especially, in Cali or whatever. But again, just because the outside looks like, everything is well, we don't know what people suffer from on the inside, and so I just want you guys I wanted to bring this video to you guys because I think that, like I said, it poses the question, like, again, do you hold on to your Dusty family members? Do you keep them around? Or do you kind of like, you give them 50 feet, 100 feet, or you kind of like deal with them only on holidays? Like, what do you guys do? What advice would you give to people who are, successful in their own right? They are doing well in their own right, and they still have those family members who are not, who could potentially, bring negativity and or harm to their doorstep. What do you guys suggest? What are your thoughts? And go ahead and get down in the comment section and let me know. And I hope you guys learned something from the video. I hope you guys, this video is thought provoking and makes you think about stuff. Because I know me personally, I was raised in a family where you don't throw your family members away. And so for me, it is very hard to cut off family members. However, I do give them 50 feet. So, if I gotta, kind of not answer your phone calls for a while or, not take your text messages for a while until I feel like you're in a different mindset and that you're not going to be harmful to me and what I'm building and what I got going on, I will do that. But in terms of just straight up cutting someone off, I just wasn't, you know, in my family, I wasn't raised that way. But again, I haven't dealt with some really extreme things within my family. So I know that in other people's family, they've dealt with really extreme things, such as, you know, in-house child molestation or, you know, so if I was given the advice, I would say, you know, if you need to take a break from your family, definitely do so. If you and that can include having a conversation, hey, mom, brother, dad, or whomever, right now this is a lot for me. I'm dealing with a lot. You know, I'm working, I got my own family over here. So I'm going to have to take a break. But if there's any type of an emergency, feel free to call or text me. I am here. But on the day-to-day, I need a break. And leave it as that. Of course, they're going to get mad. They may say, oh, you know, you're no longer in the family, whatever. But at the end of the day, family is family. And if you guys have strong family ties, that conversation will be reopened. There's always family canceling. Of course, I know that is a costly method, but it's definitely well worth it. And I know everybody can afford it. But my thing is, if you can afford to buy a pair of shoes these days, like a pair of name brand shoes, then clearly you can afford a family therapy session, because it's going to run about the same amount. You have some that is as cheap as $50 an hour, and you have some that is as expensive as $200, $300, $400 an hour. It just depends, but there is help out there. So, you know, don't be afraid to seek out help if you need help. And then again, like I said, this video is not for the more extreme cases where you got way more extreme things going on within the family. You know, like I said, if that is the case, then I would definitely seek out professional help. But that's all I have for you guys. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Is his sister considered a Dusty, or do you think that she is just, you know, a vulnerable person in a vulnerable situation and just needed money? Because you do have people out there that will make excuses for what this woman has done, as we've seen in other videos of people, you know, when somebody is trying to steal or rob somebody and then they get shot or something happens. Now it's like, oh, well, they had to do it. No, they did not. No, they did not. There are many ways you can make money as opposed to robbing and stealing from people. Again, we live in the age of social media. There are many things you can do with your cell phone, all right, to make money. So we're not going to go there. But anyways, that's all I have. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be blessed. Thank you.